Jules, I hate to go there, but I have no choice. Paris Saint-Germain were heavy favorites over Borussia Dortmund to advance to the Champions League final after losing 1-0. They're still my favorites, but less than before.
Yeah, I'm with you, I think. It was my first time, by the way, in Dortmund, and you know,
the yellow wall, the vest.
No, but you know, sometimes some stadiums atmosphere are a bit overhyped. You know, that people say, "Oh yeah, it's great." You go there and you're like, "Okay, yeah, it's good," but
it's not. It's the loudest place in the world.
This one was just incredible. Really, I mean, and we've said it before, but it should be on every football fan's bucket list.
Yeah.
Whether you like German football or not, Dortmund or not, the yellow color or the black color, it doesn't matter. Go once in your life. It's really worth it. It was amazing. And the 4,000 PSG fans, by the way, love to you and credit to you because you were still amazing too against 76,000 Dortmund fans. I love the heart that this Dortmund team plays with. I really do. They play with so much heart, so much solidarity. They fight for each other. It's great. They're not as good as PSG. They're not as talented, clearly. Yeah, they've got Sancho, a bit of Brandt, a bit of Sabitzer, sometimes Hummels. In terms of passing, outstanding, no problem. But PSG are a better team, and PSG created enough chances at least to get a draw on Wednesday night.
The worst.
Dortmund could have scored more. It could have finished 2-2 without any discussion, any debate.
The Hakimi chance and the Fabian Ruiz header are the ones that stand out for me.
Well, Dembele as well. Gab, Dembele is on the penalty spot. He can't blast it over the bar. So he's on his own.
Kylian Mbappe missing in action?
Yeah, again. You know what? I'm more worried. Sometimes you don't get the service, but he never attacked the box or the 6-yard box. He never made that run into the 6-yard box. All he wanted was the ball on the edge of the box, almost if he wanted to get away from Hummels and Schlotterbeck. And
those are Hummels and Schlotterbeck. We've made so much fun of the way Dortmund
they can't defend in the league, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And I think that was an issue. PSG's first legs, or especially first half of first legs in the Champions League knockout stages against Real Sociedad at the Parc des Princes, not good against Barcelona at the Parc des Princes, not good either. And usually at halftime they kind of correct things. This time it wasn't to be. Sancho was outstanding, really. And when I see him, a bit like when I see Tuchel and I think Chelsea really sacked Tuchel to get those managers after. When I see Sancho and I think really Ten Hag put him in the...
Stop it.
I mean, I don't know.
Paris Saint-Germain spent a whopping 60 million euros for Manuel Lugar from Sporting last season. Yet he's not exactly a fixture in that midfield, and there are suggestions he could move on. Jules, what would you do? Would you move him on? Would you say, like, Vitinha, Zaire Emery, my boy Fabian?
Yeah, and to be fair, he had his chance. He started at the start of the season. Then Luis Enrique moved Vitinha in this number 6. Because
Vitinha, good Vitinha. Not big Vitinha, who's bad Vitinha. Little Vitinha, good Vitinha.
Because little Vitinha is good when you play out from the back. You know, it gives you that kind of almost variety vibe, which Ugarte is great at hustling and recovering the ball, but he's not as good with the ball technically.
Luis Campos, the genius of football, presumably he knows Portuguese football relatively well.
Yeah.
Given that,
and Ugarte was great at Sporting.
What?
Ugarte was great at Sporting.
Where they played a different system,
Yeah, true.
And they have Luis Enrique there. And what makes you think?
So Ugarte was signed before Luis Enrique, though.
Sorry?
Ugarte was signed before Luis Enrique arrived.
Wow, but they knew he was going to get there. They were going to get a Luis Enrique type manager, presumably.
Yeah, you think so?
Doesn't feel like a fit.
Yeah, no. So it might go, it might stay. Gab, we mentioned it on Monday, but we need your take on this. How significant is it that Andre Villas-Boas was elected president of Porto at the weekend?
I think it's hugely significant. I love the way people in the game can reinvent themselves, and if I have to put my money on, it's him because he's educated, because he chose football, because of his life experience. Is he going to be perfect? No. He wasn't perfect as a coach. He's not perfect as a person. But after 42 years of Nuno Pinto da Costa, the same guy being in charge, you have to make a change. This was way back on Monday, but Robert Lewandowski's hat-trick helped Barcelona come from behind to beat Valencia, who played the second half with 10 men, 4-2. Jules, I go back and forth on this. So 23 goals in all competitions this year. It's his lowest seasonal total since 2011, although he does have 3 games to go. And he turns 36 in August. And he makes an enormous amount of money.
Yeah.
Is it time for Barcelona to look to move him on?
I mean, when you think that he's got a contract until 2026 still, that's a long time. How did you give him that long of a contract? It's always the same. It depends who you replace him with. Because you play Ferran Torres, you play Vitor Roque. Is Vitor Roque ready to help you? That's the thing with Lewandowski though. Okay, he's not as good as he used to be. Sometimes we see that talent coming back. We said it a few times this season. Some goals he scored. The movement was perfect. The finishing was perfect. The touch was perfect. He still has it, of course. He still looks fit. He's not overweight. He's not super slow. He's not, the first leg against PSG in the Champions League, for example, he was outstanding holding up the ball. The game plan worked perfectly. So there's still a value in him, for sure. Is he worth what you're paying him for?
There's two things to that. One is there's reports in Spain that say that if he doesn't play in at least 55%, they can of Barcelona games, they can cancel the final year of his contract, and so they wouldn't be on the hook for his salary. So I think next season will help decide that. I wonder if Lewandowski needs to adjust the way he plays, and he has the technical ability to do it, right? I mean, he's a phenomenal athlete, but he's also, I think in terms of technical gifts, maybe one of the top 5 forwards, just in terms of technical ability. I mean, I put him ahead of Haaland, put him pretty close, put him ahead of Kane, actually, as well. You may debate that. Put him ahead of Lukaku, whatever you want, Kane, right?
Yeah.
Your pal Dovbyk. But, so maybe you could adjust and play the position a little bit differently. And still find a way to contribute on this team. As an out-and-out goal scorer, that is a lot of money to spend, though, for not very many goals.
Milan were reportedly ready to hire Julen Lopetegui, Gab, this summer, but they've changed their mind now. Is Ralf Rangnick coming? What changed? What happened?
So, no, there was apparently, the way it's been reported earlier, a massive popular uprising from the fans.
Lopetegui was on social media.
Lopetegui became Nopetegui. I don't know if it's because they don't want to bring George Mendes in-house, whatever. And now Jerry Cardinale, who supposedly adored Lopetegui, had a 3-year contract ready. Now apparently he's getting cold feet. Arrigo Sacchi helpfully came out and said, well, you know what? It's going to be so difficult. Why don't you just keep Stefano Pioli?
Yeah.
I'm somewhat on board with that. The alternatives right now seem to be De Zerbi, who, of course, is imploding at Brighton. Not a bad choice.
No.
And Fonseca. But then with Fonseca, they're going to be like, oh, but he was bad when he was at Roma, supposedly. I don't know. I do think you as a club, listen to your fans, but also make your own decisions.